So this time we're going to work the legs a little bit, I think. So what you'll need this time is a towel again to support the head. I've also got a sitting block. So this is just to sit on. It just makes it a little bit easier on some of the exercises if we're uplifted from the mat a little bit. If you haven't got one of these, something like a couple of folded towels or a cushion or something like that, just to lift you up a little bit off the mat. That's all what it's for. You'll need a resistance band, something stretchy for this exercise, these exercises we're going to do. Okay, so something like that as well. Okay, so let's come down onto the mat. So we're going to come down, face down onto the mat to start with. So I've got my towel rolled up so that I can rest my forehead down onto it. So remember, when you bring your head down into this position, nod the chin to the chest a little, because you want to try and keep that nice space through the vertebra in the neck, so it's a nice length through the back of the neck there. Okay, I'm going to have my arms out in swan position. I've got the feet hip width apart, legs are nice and relaxed at the minute, and then we're just going to put the belt back on. So take a breath in to prepare, and as you breathe out, just draw in those abdominals a little. Feel like you're lifting the navel up off the mat. We're going to do some heel kicks. We're going to start with the left leg. So we're going to take a breath in to prepare. And as you breathe out, just bend the knee, kick the foot up as far as it will go, and then lower it back down. Now on the right leg, breathing out, kick the foot up and lower it back down. And again, breathing out, kick the foot up and lower it down. Breathing out and breathing in. Keep alternating the legs as you do it. So it's a nice, slow, controlled movement. Off we go again. Kick the foot up and lower. On the left, breathing out and breathing in. Last one, breathing out and breathing in. Now let's bring the legs together. So we've got ankles touching, knees are touching. We want to keep the legs connected, so I'm just going to give them just a very light squeeze together. Still got that belt on well. We're going to do a double leg kick this time. So we're going to kick both feet up together. So we'll take a breath in to prepare, and as you breathe out, we're going to kick the feet up, kick them up as high as you can, and then breathing in, lower them all the way back down to the floor. So we breathe out, bend the knees, kick the feet up again, nice and slowly, and nice and controlled on the way back down. Off we go again, breathing out, kick the feet up, and back down. So on this one, we want to make sure that we've got that belt on well to support the lower back as we kick the feet up. It also helps to keep the hip bones at the front down into the mat. We don't want those hip bones to lift up as we kick the feet up. So if you've got the belt on well, it's going to help them to stay down into the mat. Okay, let's just do it one more time. So breathe out, kick the feet up, nice and slowly, and nice and controlled on the way back down. Okay, let's separate the feet so they're hip width apart again. Keep that belt on. Okay, so this time we'll move up to the arms. We're going to work the upper back a little. We're going to do the swan. We're going to alternate the arms this time. So we're going to start by taking a breath in. And as you breathe out, let's float up one arm and then float it back down. And float up the other arm and lower it back down. So not too high with the float, maybe 2 or 3 inches up off the floor is fine. So we breathe out to float, breathe in to lower, breathe out to float, breathe in to lower. So my shoulders are nice and relaxed now. Nice and controlled movements. Let's rest the arms down there. Let's do those arms again, but let's go back to our single leg kick. We're going to put those arms and legs together. We're going to work opposite arm to leg. So we'll start with the left arm, shall we? And kick the right foot up first. So we'll take a breath in to prepare. And as you breathe out, let's float the left arm up. Kick the right heel up at the same time. And then lower the arm and leg together. Float the right arm up. Kick the left heel up. And then lower the arm and leg together. And again, opposite arm to leg. And lower back down. Floating up. And float back down. So again, nice controlled movements. Just check and make sure you've got that belt on. Stay nice and supported around the center. Check those shoulders are staying nice and relaxed. Okay, let's just do one more. Here we go again. Breathing out to float. Breathing in to lower. Okay, let's stay with the arms a little. So we're going to float one arm up and reach it forward across the floor. So we'll start with the right arm this time. So we'll take a breath in to prepare. And as you breathe out, float the right arm up, reach it forward across the floor. Bring it back to swan position and lower it back down. Float the left arm up and reach it forwards. Bring it back to swan position and lower it back down. And again, floating up, do a reach, bring it back to swan and lower. Float up and reach, bring it back to swan and lower. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure I've still got that belt on now. Let's do one more on each side. Do a reach, bring it back and lower. Last time, float and reach, bring it back and lower. Okay, we're going to push ourselves up onto hands and knees in this time. And we're going to sit ourselves back into shell stretch. So we sit back towards the feet and we reach the arms as far forward as we can. We just rest down into that position for a second. Okay, so let's come back up to sitting. So we'll just change position slightly then this time. So I'm going to use my sitting block. Okay, I'm going to sit on this, okay? So for a lot of people, it can be a little bit uncomfortable sitting flat on the floor. So just by lifting yourself up a bit, just makes it a little bit easier, okay? So if you haven't got anything like this, some folded towels, a cushion, a couple of cushions together, something like that, just to lift yourself up a little bit will be fine. Makes it a lot easier to sit there now. Okay, so I'm sitting here with my feet and knees hip width apart. I've got my belt on. I'm sitting right up on those sitting bones, so I'm trying to sit up as tall as I can. So imagine now that you've got a thread coming out the top of your head and it's lengthening you all the way up to the ceiling. Okay, so I've got a resistance band. Okay. And I'm going to hook it around the feet. Okay, and then from there I can straighten out the legs. So we're focusing on working the muscles in the upper part of the back again. We're going to do a little bit of upright rowing. So we're sitting up nice and tall, keep the belt on, and then as you breathe out, we're going to pull both elbows back as far as we can, and then release the arms forward. And again, breathing out. Pull the elbows back and release the arms forward. Breathing out and breathing in. So looking ahead the whole time so we can keep in that nice upright posture. Draw those elbows back as far as you can. Pull them right back. Then you start to feel those muscles working in the upper part of the back. Let's just do a couple more. So we're breathing out and breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Here's the last one. And then we can release the arms. Now, let's take one foot out of the band. So I'm just going to move that leg out to the side. You can keep it bent or you can straighten out, whichever you prefer to do. Okay, so we're still sitting up nice and tall. I'm holding onto my band again. Okay, we're going to stretch out the back of the legs. So we're going to keep that belt on, and then we're just going to slowly pull on the band and ease ourselves down over that leg. You're going to stop when you feel a little bit of pulling on the back of the leg. And we're just going to hold it there. I'm going to hold this position. I'm going to help to lengthen out the muscles in the back of the leg there. And then we can come all the way back up to sitting. Sitting up nice and tall again. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out this time, ease yourself down again. Go down as far as is comfortable, but remember to keep the belt on so you're still nice and supported around the lower back. And then we'll come all the way back up to sitting. We're going to swap the feet over. Okay, so the other foot's in the band, sit up nice and tall, the belt is on, and then as you breathe out, ease yourself down again, over the leg, go as far as you can until you feel that bit of pulling. So in this position, you might feel it's pulling on the back of the calf a little bit more than the stretch that we did in one of the other videos, where we had the leg up to the ceiling. So we'll come back up to upright again, and we'll keep the belt on. We'll do it one more time, breathing out, easing down over that leg. Nice little stretch again. It's not hurting, just a little bit of discomfort, that's all. And then we'll come all the way back up again. So we can move the bands away then now. We'll come off the blocks, I think, for this last one. We're going to do a little bit of a spine stretch, a little bit of release to finish. So I'm just taking my feet a little bit wider now, to about shoulder width, maybe a touch wider. I've got my hands down in front, I'm looking straight ahead, and then all I'm going to do is drop the head down, and I'm just going to reach the arms forward across the mat as far as I can, get that nice stretch down the spine, and then come all the way back up to sitting. So we'll do it again. As we breathe out, we're going to reach forward as far as we can. And you can't go any further. Hold it there for a breath in. And then breathing out as we come back up to sitting. We'll do it one more time. Drop the head down, breathing out. Reach the arms forward. Nice big stretch. Breath in to hold again. And then breathing out as we come all the way back to sitting.